Hey, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Well, somebody said co-pilot doesn't make sense, and I gotta be the pilot who knows about the language a little bit more and should be the pilot, should be the one who is guiding us or flight this plane. Last time we talked about 生死之交, the kind of friendship that you develop while fighting along with somebody who could have this life and death, near death experience with you. And most likely it's a surviving, right? Survive the death. And then later on, you can talk about he is my 生死之交, like that level of friendship when you experienced close, near to death situation. We are going to continue with this 生死. This is 生死时速. It's not an ancient Chinese expression. It's basically coined by 生死, this concept of life and death situation, which is near death situation. Like you can either, it's a heavily binary, right? So you can either stay on the life side or death side. Like a split second wrong decision making could cause you life or death, right? So that's the kind of 生死. It's near death, basically. 时速. So we have 时. Okay, we look at it this way. It's time. It's about time, right? Because back then there's no electronics or clocks or even mechanical clocks, right? Pretty amazing mechanical device somebody came up later to mark time. None of such things when the language was first created. So how people express time, the only time marker back then naturally occurring to them is the motion of the sun across the sky. And that's only during the daytime that you can see visually about how early or late in the day the time is. So the sun, this is the sun symbol, gotta be there, a main time teller back then. And then the right side, actually that right side means inch. So it's like the sun inching forward across the sky. That's the kind of time. So it's kind of measured or unit time in a unit, in a fixed measurement of unit. So that's the sense of time depiction back then. I think it's very reasonable. I couldn't come up with a better visual expression about time. And that's why this character survived. And I can imagine that at the beginning of the language creation, there are different versions of how to express time. And this makes most sense. And that's the survivor of this character, this concept. 速, okay, 速 also is, well, this is a classical sound maker plus meaning maker, but actually all the sound makers have their original meaning that kind of carry over. And now I'm trying to interpret, I'm trying to go beyond the sound maker, meaning maker combination. So this is the meaning maker. It means walking. We talked about that in other episode before. We saw this structure a lot of times. So basically it has a foot image over there and then have 3 strokes like that to mean it's footsteps. So it's involved with the foot and making the footsteps. So that's walking symbol. And of course now it's simplified and to give you this elongated bottom to mean a sort of distance covered by walking, right? And this is the sound maker pronounced as shu instead of su. So sometimes sound makers are going to transform their sound when they're making a new character, just so that people know it's a new character, but you somehow can hear the original sound of it. So it's shu, now it becomes su, with or without the H, right? H is the tongue curler symbol. So shu versus su. I hope I can hear it. But okay, the shu at the beginning, just by itself, it means a bundle of something. So the structure is like this. We have the cross with the canopy pointing downward. That's our tree figure. So this and this together is a tree. You can see kind of a tree structure over here, right? In the middle, the block, it's some binder of the tree. So imagine your Christmas tree, right? When you harvest your carry home Christmas tree, you're going to bind it with something. So it's not puffing out. It's like in a bundle, tightly tightly spaced so that you can easy to carry it, right, for transportation. So that's the kind of image of the tree or any kind of plant going to be in a bundle. So this sound, 树, combined with walking, these two characters, each character have its own meaning. One is about walking in a distance. The other one is about a spatially confined. And I mean, it makes sense that the two combined together means speed, right? Because the more tightly confined in space an object is, it's naturally going to be more aerodynamic. It's going to fly faster or walking faster or moving in space faster because it's in a bundle, tightly spaced object. So, I mean, ancient Chinese, amazing. Whoever created a character already understand that physics of things in a tight bundle are going to move faster. So that's used to create a concept of speed. I'm very proud of my heritage right now. So 生死时速 actually is a contemporary translation of this movie, Speed. There is the speed concept, right? But we use 4 characters to make it sound like classical Chinese expression, 生死, so life and death. So instantly, it gives you this intensity of what's going to happen, right? Life and death. So it's action movie. And 时速 is our, so basically it's a speed. It's 时速 is speed. And we can kind of see it as mileage per hour, right? 时, like hourly travel. So basically it's about the speed. And I think it's a good translation of this simply speed, because in speed, we talk about 速度, 2 characters, 速度, doesn't really tell a story, have no storytelling quality in that translation. So somebody came up with 生死时速, which is much more exciting title to attract the audience, Chinese audience, to watch this movie. So, all right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.